bayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, telas ng sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong bangaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng katawan mo'y tagumpay na nag-iimig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig. Lupa ng araw ng walhagin pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
To our dear parents and students, greetings of peace and well-being. We begin again a new school year with hope and uncertainty. With hope because we remain hopeful that face-to-face classes would eventually be allowed to resume sooner than later. The quality of education has already suffered more than much. If there is one good thing we realized during this pandemic time is this: that there can be no substitute to on-site face-to-face classes as the most effective way of learning provisions to our children. With the favorable rollout of vaccine against the COVID-19 gives us the reason to hope that soon enough our children would be allowed to come back to our school. But still we continue to live in an uncertain situation with the new threat of COVID-19 Delta variant, more deadly than the previous ones. Is our conviction that our war against COVID-19 is far from over. As we continue our journey to uncertain future, we cannot afford to take for granted the importance of observing the defined safety and health standards. We have to do our share in the global fight against this deadly virus to end this pandemic eventually. With distant learning as the only approved modality of learning delivery up to the present, the challenges and demands to both learners and parents remain great. For you, our dear parents and guardians, your role as a guide and facilitator of your children, making sure that your children are doing their responsibilities in fulfilling their learning obligation in a home-based schooling. And for you, our dear students, to always allow yourselves to be challenged by the deficiencies of the present modality of learning delivery, and thereby spending more time for personal research and readings to supplement what is lacking in the process of your learning acquisition. Most importantly, our dear students, always initiate a personal initiative of and don't hesitate in asking questions about anything to your assigned teachers. Your teachers should always be available and warmly accommodating online. Or you can freely come to school personally with your parents for that. Should you choose to stay at home, you have efficient means for this. You have group chat, Google Class, Facebook Messenger. Make use of them. Because if you want to complete sufficient knowledge needed to go to higher studies in college, be truly diligent learners now. We don't know what is ahead of us, but we believe that what we are going through during this most difficult time would have a bright end, because God's way, His plan and purpose for us are always perfect and enabling. We keep hoping, we never stop praying.
Greetings of peace to all my dear brothers and sisters. It is a blessing that we all gather today for an orientation, and I appreciate much for taking time to join us. Let us thank the Almighty for another year of grace, the gift of Franciscan mission, and evangelization through education. Challenged with the demands of our times, the college moved to carry onward its vital role of imparting Catholic Christian education. Dear brothers and sisters, orientation activity like this may answer some of your queries like, who are the members of the teaching force? What are available services the school can offer to students? What about academic calendars, grading systems, the nature and character of the institution, its policies, and perhaps many more queries? Today's activity is a mandate of higher learning institutions that students be given proper orientation not only on flexible learning systems but also monitoring in their mental health, academic performance, and academic decorum. The main goal is to maintain continuity of learning, especially the most essential services like awareness of safety standards and protocols. My gratitude to the Students Assistance Services team, the department heads, the faculty who were so dedicated and mindful of their duties and responsibilities. They look forward to students' welfare and safety so that formation and learning that is integral and holistic can still happen this school year, even in these trying moments and whatever the situation might be. So my dear students, thank you so much. Welcome and have a good day. Pax et bonum.
Hello everyone, this is Sunday Bliho, your prefect of discipline in college department. So now, my topic is all about the school policies. So let's have first the section 1 on your student handbook, religious formation. So remember that the main purpose of the Saint Francis is to educate the students to become good Christians. To this end, you are obliged to study religion as a regular academic subject. Besides, what is laid down in the commandments of God and of the Church, so which is the Catholic Church. So take note, as you can see, good Christians is highlighted. So meaning, we are here to become a good Christians, not a bad Christians. Next, number 1, to raise her or his mind to God every morning and evening through prayers, privately every day and collectively on class days. So before you begin your class, you have to pray before the class. Number 2, to participate on Sundays and on holy days. Obligations in public community, worship of God through the supreme sacrifice of Christ and the Holy Mass, which is the most perfect community prayer. So, ang misa may kinatas ang pag-ampo. No? So, dapat ma-attend taog misa. Sa dili kada adlaw, pero at least maka-attend ta. Thrice or twice a month. Third, to encounter Christ in sacrament of repentance at least once a month and to feed her, his soul with the life-giving body of Christ as often as she or he can. 4, to make her or his annual retreat and recollection in order to see what progress he has made and how he can continue improving his whole personality. So dapat dire sa Saint Francis makita nimo kung kinsa or unsa ang imong kinabuhi as a Christian. 5th, to take part in the religious activities organized by the school. So example na ay misa by sponsor, no? So dapat ma-attend ta, no? 6, to pray before and after class recitation. So muna kung ganina na pag-ampo ta o sita o prayer before class para ma-enlighten ato ang mind, makasabot sa dili masabtan. Okay. 7, every year level must take turn to sponsor a mass. So namoy sponsor like example BSed, BEd, BSIS, and by major or by class, no? The chapel. Number 1, the chapel is the house of God. Jesus is really present in the Blessed Sacrament. It is a place of prayer. So question, asa dapit makit-an ang gitawag o Blessed Sacrament? So naa na sa likod sa altar, kanang naigamayng balay diha is the Blessed Sacrament. Naa diha ang atong Ginoo. Okay? Diya ta mga og prayer, pwede ta muluhod diha atong mga Katoliko. So bisag dili ta parehas nga Katoliko, lain-lain tag sekta, but we are all Christian. Number 2, during the sacred ceremonies, refrain from yawning, sleeping, turning here and there, chatting and going in and out of the chapel. They may be indication that your interest in things pertaining to God could be greatly improved upon. So dapat kung naata sa chapel, sulod sa chapel, di nata sige og gawa sulod, lakat-lakat, magtabi, magamit og cellphone. So sit aside sa nato na and then muas tag prayer, magmeditate ta, depende na nimo muas kag prayer sa atong Ginoo. So, third, make it a point to enter the chapel for daily mass and for a short friendly talk with Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. So, never can during the day. So, maybe na kay problema or wa kay problema, matukag chapel, makantay mo muna. So, muas ka og prayer. Malingkod lang ka dito sa chapel, bisag asa nga area, and then meditate ka. Then, hindi mo sa styles mo hang pag prayer. So, let's go to the section 3, which is the college general information. So, here, changing and dropping of subjects or course or major. So, student may change subjects, course or major only within enrollment period. Changing or dropping of subjects, course, major shall be subjected to the following. 1. To drop a course after registration, the student must fill up the necessary form, secures the approval of the dean concerned, and obtain from the registrar's office and corresponding endorsement to the accounting division. So for adjustment of fees, so dapat naatay o naamoy pirmahan ana, naamoy fill-upan, and then katong inyong gipang bayad, so di na to siya 100% mabalik ninyo. So a student drops a subject without approval from her or his dean obtains a failing grade. So di na nimo ma-drop or ma-drop nimo na without approval, kung ikaw rin pa-drop, then pwede ka mataga na failing grade. Next, a student who drops an or adds subjects pays 25 per subject. He presents his receipt to the dean's office to get necessary form. So, muna itong gibuhat kung mag-adding and dropping ta, 25 per subject. And then, a student is not allowed to drop a subject or course after the preliminary examinations, except in the meritorious cases as determined by the professor and approved by the dean. Otherwise, he receives a failing grade. A mark if the A or failure or failed due to absences or absence is obtained if she or he exceed the allowable number of absences. The WF or withdraw without permission. If she or he withdraw his classes unofficially without the approval of the dean and the office of the registrar. Next, examination. Midterm, pre-final, and final examinations. So now, in our pandemic, we have 3, no? Wala na tayo pre-final, wala na tayo prelim, but na tayo midterm, pre-final, and final examinations. So, they are given each semester. All students are required to present their test permits to their respective instructors upon taking the examinations. No one is exempted from taking this examination. So, meaning, no permit, no exam. A student who fails to take the examination on scheduled date and time can be given the examination upon compliance of the following. So, A. Excuse letter. Excuse letter can be written, can be typewritten, and encoded with supporting documents to prove a justifiable cause and have it approved by the dean. So, dapat inyong excuse letter pirmado ninyo and then approved by the dean. Sa nato na tagaan og slip, no? Or admission slip. Second, or B, 50 pesos per subject. So to the finance office and present the receipt and the approved letter to the subject teacher in order to take the said examination. So kakatik, bayad po ng 50, so manay mo hang buhaton. INC mark in the grade sheet. So, a student marked INC in the grade sheet must complete her or his INC within 1 year. So, otherwise, the student obtain a failing grade of 5. So, meaning, i-comply muna within 1 year or school year. Okay? To complete the INC in the subject, the student must pay 100 pesos per subject to the finance office, present the receipt to the registrar in order to get completion form and have it filled up by the subject teacher and submit it to the registrar. So, unang mag-INC mo, sa una, wala pa'y bayad, karon na anak. Comply mo. Next, the school ID. An identification card is issued to every student after her or his enrollment in the college every school year. So the school ID is very important document which should be taken care properly. So karon ang ID nato, so dili pa mo kakuha sa iyong ID kay napamantay schedule sa ID. Napa mo fill upan, then naray announcement on niya. Okay? Update ra mo sa inyong account or mas sure kung mo open mo sa inyong student portal. Then be sure katong inyong email ad active to o katong inyong cellphone number nga gipanghatag during sa enrollment. Okay? Number 1, the no ID no entry policy is observed on the campus. A student is required to present her or his ID card to the security on duty before she or he can be allowed inside the campus. So meaning, so wala man na practice niyo sa una, especially the higher years, no? So kamong first year, second year, third year, before mo mosulod sa campus, dapat i-present inyong ID kay ni uban ang ID nga gamiton sa amiga kay nabilin ang iyaha. Once masakpan inyong ID nga dili inyong naong, naamoy violation ana. So makita na ninyo kung unsay violation ana unya. Okay? Number 2, the school ID is strictly non-transferable. So muna again, di na pwede magamit sa uban. Third, it must not be altered, tampered with, deleted. So, kung naamoy mabayantayan sa inyong ID, na sayop, so ayaw kamo-kamo ray change. Hatag sa naghimo sa ID para sila mo'y edit, usab, no? Kung dili na yung sayop, walay bayad, kung inyuhan ng sayop, naamoy bayad. Okay? So, timan ina, mag-fill up mo form, dapat kabalo mo, huwag na sa spelling, the ID number, the address, tanan. Dapat kabalo mo. So, number 4, it is a requirements for all school transactions. So, naay mga transactions sa eskwelahan, ad-agi na yung ID. Kaya ang kamito na ID number, full name, sa LRN, so kung na-address yung ID, importante na. Number 5, students should surrender their ID cards to the dean's office upon separation from the college. So meaning, kung transfer mo na yung eskwelahan, i-surrender inyong ID. Asaman, adto sa dean's office. Number 6, in case of loss of ID or ID cards, a student should comply the following requirements. 6.1, affidavit of loss. 6.2, secure ID number from finance office. 6.3, processing fee of 200 per retake, no? Kada change 200. Okay? 7, while the student's replacement ID cards is being processed, he is issued a temporary ID card that must be surrendered to the dean upon claiming the new ID card. So naay tagaan siya og bali gate pass, then og naa na siya replacement nga ID, new ID, iya tong i-balik ang gate pass or kung sa tawag reflect nasa ni mamasag gate pass, no, nga ihatag ninyo before ana para makasulod gyapon mo sa campus. Then privileges. So letter A, so muna inyong makuha during sa inyong ma-enroll ka diri sa Saint Francis. 5 siblings, 100% tuition fee, discount, lowest grade level. So daghan mo diri, 5 mo ka buok, 100% tuition only. So walay labot ang miscellaneous ug other fees ana ha. The same letter B, 4 brothers 100 and sisters 100, 3 brothers and sisters 50, 2 brothers and sisters 10, married couple 10, and then parent and siblings 10% on tuition fees for all students paying total fees only upon registration. So upon registration, so meaning kung imong i-fall, so nakay 10%. 5% discount for all students paying 1/2 of the total fees only upon registration. Student government officers or CSSG is granted 10% discount on tuition fee for 1 semester only within a school year. So mag-grant mo ang 10% sa first semester, and then pagka second sem wala na kay 10%. So within a school year man siya. So ang 10% magamit within a school year. So honor students or dean's list is granted 10% on tuition fee. So section 6, college student code of conduct. So, one of the college objectives and commitments is to provide an education that will enhance human dignity through the development of Christian character. So this students' code of conduct is emphasized for the students to follow. 1. All students are expected to attend their classes regularly. In case of absences, students are required to submit a written explanation to the prefect of discipline. Nako, no? This explanation letter will also be presented to the dean or signed by the dean. Kung wala ganina, kung ma-absent ko, sulat mo daw yung letter, papirmahe sa inyong parents, and then pag-abot diri, papirmahan sa dean, kung sa ipasa nako para matagaan mo admission slip, no? Number 2, a courteous behavior is expected to students at all times and in all places. So kani wala na ni wala na ni magamit sa mga students karon. So bisan man lang gani og pag naagi ni teacher nga nagkuoy-kuoy na taon, pero tan-aon ra sa kuan, tan-aon ra sa students, digit yung tabangan. Bisag nakalisod na si teachers or bisag pag-greet man lang, no? Tan-aon ra naong misihan ra. So wala to greetings mitabo. So number 3, cheating in any form is strictly prohibited, such as exam, reports, sports, etc. So any kind of cheating, basta naglimbo ka, cheating, no? Namutmut ka, cheating. 4, tampering of school records is strictly prohibited. 5, disturbance in the classroom, corridors, playgrounds, and during school functions should be avoided at all times. So littering in hallways and in vacant rooms, strictly prohibited. So agi ninyo sa classroom nga na ay nagklase, ayaw ta mo pagtabi, no? Di mo mga tawa, no? Kanang mong nagkuan ba, nagfista. Then especially sa mga motor ninyo niya, no? Kanang motor, mga nakamapler. So dapat naara na sa parking area, ayaw dad-a sa taas or sa college department or bisag makakuan lang ka kay makadisturbo na sa klase, no? Every students should help keep the school neat and clean. So avoid littering put your trust in the trash cans. So keep school and clean. So kita mo mga plastic diha, mga papel, mga dahon nga dagko, palihog lang ko, punit, then butang sa trash cans. Di kay tan-awon lang. Namoy kindi, magkaon mo kindi, so kanang palot, butang las bulsa, no? Kamuray labay niya. Then, kung magkaon mo bubble gum, kung sulod mo sa classroom, please spit it before you enter the classroom. At tunas gawas ibilin. Ayaw po takar bilin, kay matumban po na, balik po na sulod. Students should wear their IDs properly while in the campus. So, inyong ID, isuot gina proper. Ayaw na siya o ibutang sa pocket ninyo. Ayaw nagpabitay-bitay sa inyong bulsa, inyong bag, but imuha ng itaklay. Number 9, the wearing of the prescribed uniform in all premises of the school campus and the other academic functions is compulsory unless a student has a written exemption permit from the office of the dean. Students should take well care of the school property. Vandalism and stealing are criminal offenses. So, vandalism. So, dakang klase vandalism, no? Dignan kayo ng pagsulat-sulat. So, students are encouraged to join accredited school organizations and to participate in activities learned toward and rewarding students' life and good citizenship. Taking harmful drugs, smoking marijuana, drinking alcoholic beverages, and bringing deadly weapons inside the classroom within the school premises. So, mga smoking is strictly prohibited inside the buildings and anywhere else in the campus at all times. So, mag-smoke mo sa CR, mabalaan ang kinsay nag-smoke diha, na nag-aso-aso sa gawas, masudlan ta mo, o dili ako, o gwardya, o ini mga employees nga makatulan ka mo nag-smoke. Mag-abot ta sa ato ang opisina, no? Violation na siya. Gambling in any form is strictly prohibited. So, any gambling, online, offline, basta gambling gina siya. Students are strongly encouraged to attend religious activities to enrich their spiritual life. So, paminaw nimo nga layo na kay ka sa Ginoo, hinahinay o aginot padulong sa chapel para makaistorya ka sa atin. Okay? Inflicting physical injury upon any person is a major offense. So, bisag ato kas gawas, kita kag away, nga pagkangalang Franciscan ka, apel gi ka, no? Mailit ka dire sa ato ang palisiya. Act of subversion or secretly trying to destroy something in a system or organization is likewise a major offense. So, muna, murag wala na kay respetar sa ato ang eskwelahan. Okay? Cell phones are not allowed during class. So, it should be confiscated. So, as of now, so di pa ni siya applicable kay murag pandemic kunanta, no? Apply ra ni kon face to face na ta. 19. Male students are obliged to have a manly haircut. So we say the barber style 2x3. So manly haircut bisag sa 2x3 basta walay tunggoy-tunggoy, walay 7-7 or walay ito gani extension, hair extension, walay color-color. So dapat manly haircut. So bisag dili pa ka makita mo, pero once mosulod ka sa campus nga wa kay alot, pasinsay kita. Kaya na order, kung di ka pasodlon, adi ka pasodlon. Pero kung na order nga pasodlon ra, makasulod ka. So, depende na sa order, no? Sa atong school director. But, ang school, wala yun nag-allowed anang dili manly haircut, no? Violation of dress code is a light offense. So, the following are not allowed during uniform day and especially during Wednesday or wash day, unless a student has an excuse letter signed by the dean and the director and with the admission slip from the prefect of discipline. So kung admission slip, dili po kumatag ana kung walay excuse letter nga signed by the dean or the director. Para fair ta, no? At least kabalo sila. Naagitay pala siya i-follow. So the following are for male and female. So pasahalan nyo na. Okay? Then whole or tattered clothes, kanang iyong style nga may gisi-gisi, di na pwede. Rubber shoes, skinny or skinny jeans nga maklaro ang dili maklaro, no? Then rubber shoes, okay? Then sa bayi, leggings, bold or nude makeups or lipstick. So di sa pwede kanang sobra ra ka pula nakas bar, no? Male, leggings, makeup for gays, ang makeup sa mga gays dili ko nag-allowed. Makeup man siguro mo pero light lang nga or nagpawala ra sa kuan ba puti siyang lips. Then earrings, boys, before mo mosulod sa campus dapat inyuhan ang tangtangon inyuhang earrings. Kaya dili niya tangtangon masakpan na mo na ma-confiscate. Any employee can confiscate that earrings, no? Or extension sa paninyong ipang-design diha ma-confiscate na, especially the guard, no? Then initangtang sa before mo sa class sa campus, tangtangon ninyo pagbalik sa sulod, wa na tong guardia inyo nang gibalik, pero wa mo kabalo ang mga teachers or any employee pwede makasakop ninyo nga nag-earrings mo. Okay? Then sa bayi, more than one pair of earrings na tinagutlo, tinagupat, na tulo-tulo sa kadalungan, tangtangon na mo ng upat, tangtangon na mo ng duha, pabinlin ran og duha. So meaning, confiscate na mo ng sobra. Okay? Then open-sided shoes, kanang makaginhawa inyuhang tudlo, no? Sa iyong tiil. So, di siya pwede. Then pedal, miniskirts, then using male uniform for lesbians unless you have written explanation approved by the director. Magsulat mo og letter maprobahan niyo sa director. Kung ma-approve siya, wala natay problema kay siya may director sa eskwelahan. Pindi na niya. Okay. Section 8, serious offenses. The school considers certain acts as serious offenses subject to official warnings and if habitually repeated will merit either prolonged suspension or dismissal depending on judgment of the authorities. So 1. Vandalism, spoiling or destroying property, writing on walls, etc. So again, daghang classes vandalism. Okay? Number 2, forgery, falsification of letters, signatures on reports, cards, school records, altering notices of the school, etc. Example, sa inyong school, sa inyong isus letter, kay nakaari naman mo, nakalimot mo og papirma sa inyong parents, so inyo ranggi kuan inyong gi-forge ra inyo ang pirma sa imong parents, no? So masakpan na mo na, o dili mo ni pirma sa ginikanan, namot-bot ra ini. So dako kay nang tulubagon nimo. Okay? Number 3, insubordination, act of placing the lower rank position to the school authorities or instigating others in subordination, provoking incidents harmful to the good name of the school, propagating false order, acts of defiance or to treat with contempt, lack of respect against teachers or school authorities. So, naay time nga wala ng respeto nimo sa teachers. Ano man, maglagot ka, labi na di ka paminahon, pero ang respitar magpabilin. ayaw padala sa imuhang kasapot kay balik gina ninyo ang violation. Okay? Disruptions of classes. So meaning preventing or threatening students, faculty members, or school authorities from discharging their duties or from attending classes or entering school premises. So meaning sabi niya, so fighting in and out of the school. All those taking part in serious fights are subject to disciplinary action. So again, fighting in and out of the school. Lagi, Franciscan man ka, dako kay kang manubag, tungod kay ang eskwelahan may imong gidala sa gawas. Smoking, drunkenness, gambling in and out of the campus. So kanang manimaho kang botelya inig sulod sa campus, nya mag-deny pagid kang wala kainom, ang ending magubot na hinoon ka, magtubag-tubag na kasgwardiya. So kana imuhang violation is a major na siya. Pwede ka automatic masuspended. So makainom ka, ay nalagsulod para walay violation mahitabo. So plano mo lang kang mag-inom, tapos gawas, ay ragsulod. Cheating during test and examinations. Create your own. No? 8. Labi na, karon mga modules na ta, no? Modular na ta. So, kalabanan, mag-cheat na lang. Pero paningkamuti nga imuha gina dili sa imuhang tapat or sa imuhang classmate. So, membership in student organization and fraternities not officially approved by the school that disturb the peace and order of the school and do not contribute to the achievement of the educational goals of the institution. So naay mga naka-enrolled or na kuan nga mga brotherhood, so hinaot lang di mo mang-recruit diri sa sulod. Kay once mang-recruit mo sa sulod, bawal na siya. So depende na kung atos gawas, walay mga violations, depende na sa panahon or sitwasyon. Number 9, all other offenses which the school deems to be serious. 10, sexual harassment. So kanang sexual harassment, dako kinang kaso yun, no? Bisag mo panlagi ka sa usa ka lalaki o babae, pwede ka makihaan og sexual harassment. So, basa-basa rin yung mga anak usay naa sa sexual harassment. The following offenses being proven will warrant an immediate suspension from the institution or expulsion as the case may be. So kani kung sakpan gyud na agi ebidensya, automatic suspension or dismissal, no? Carrying dangerous or deadly weapons within the school premises like knives, guns, etc. So example, na ay mga activities, school activities niya. Magdala mo yung tagsundang, kutsilyo, martilyo. So kana, with the permission na siya. So mananghid mo sa dean, mananghid mo sa prefect, mananghid mo sa director, then ang guardia, kabalo na po ana, no? Nga, sir, magdala mi og gamit kay himuon na mo maghimo mig balay-balay ari kay project, no? So ini nga dili allowed, dapat atuang or mananghid mo before na isulod sa campus. Number 2, stealing in and out of the school. So simply again, ang stealing in or out, Franciscan ka, nangawat ka, eskwelahan ka po nimong gidala. Drug taking, drug pushing, or possession of drugs, the same, suspension or dismissal. Immoral conduct, possession or distribution of indecent publication or questionable literature contrary to the faith or the good of the country, bringing pornographic materials in school. 5. Direct or indirect involvement in examination leakages. So example, during exams, kanang naagian ka nagkudigo, gitagaan ka o kopya. And then bisag wa ka nagkudigo, pero naani mo ag ilahang kodigo napunta. So pwede indirect ka. Kay gidawat man nimo ang ilahang kodigo. Bisag wala nimo nagamit, pero wala pa nagbantay, magamat man nimo na. So pwede ka indirect. Okay? So let's go to the disciplinary process and due process. Any member of the Saint Francis College or school gatekeeper or security guard or the college itself may file a complaint against a student. The complaint or charge may be submitted in writing to the following places: college dean, department chairman or vice-chair, college teacher, student government or CSSG. No? Ngari lang upat. In cases where the penalty is not suspension, dismissal, or expulsion, the aforementioned offices may initiate possible settlement or dispute resolution. So maybe silang mga offices pwede maka-initiate og possible settlement lang, no? Walay mahitabo nga hearing, so walay mahitabo po nga sanction. Okay? Okay, sig mahilot-hilot pa di ay. In cases where the penalty is suspension or dismissal or expulsion, the college ensures that the rudimentary requirements for due process are followed in all disciplinary cases. So 1. Notice the complaint or charge and of possible penalties to the respondent student within a reasonable period of time. So dapat maka-receive siya na nga katawag nimo, muna siya ng nana, hitabo na. Then number 2, the opportunity of either having a hearing on the charges or waiving that right and accepting the penalty to be imposed. So once pagpatawag nimo, i-accept na yun siya, awan ay daghang langas pa. So pwede matagaan dahil siya nag-sanction. Notice to the time and place and date of hearing or waiving the right and accepting the penalty to the post. Then notice of the time and place and date of hearing on the 3 calendar days in advance. So nagi mga gahi kayo, patawag dugay kayo, so munimate na po. The opportunity to present evidence and witnesses. So importante rin yun ang ebidensya o ang mga witness. Kung wala na sila, wag tayo mahims, no? Notice of findings and sanctions imposed. Kung sa'y possible yung mga sanctions, no? Then the opportunity to appeal. So, diri na tayo sa offices and sanction. Makita nyo ni sa inyong student handbook. So, after makareceive na mo sa inyong student handbook, tanawa rin sa inyong handbook. Section 11, naharap po na dito sa table of content unsa nga page, no? Makita nyo ni ang offenses and sanctions katong ipang sulti nato ganina, no? Pangyaw-yaw unsay mga sanctions ato nga mga violations, no? Then code of ethics. So the same, section 11, makita gyapon niyo sa student handbook. Taas mo kayo ni, so di nato ni tinagsaon. Kamo na lay basa kay ako naman to, hanay naman to dito. Okay? Section 14 also, the classroom and laboratory policies. So, ang computer studies naghimo og classroom and laboratory policies. Kay sa una wala man na niya. Inigsulod sa teacher sa nagsunod nga teacher ang mga bangko wala nagka bungkag kayo ba, no? Bungkag. So dapat inig dismiss ayo hundaan bangko karong hundaan unsay ang pumada pagsulod, then inig gawas ibalik ako para di na magkuan og oras nga maglimpyo, magtarong, mag-arrange, okay? So ano sa? And then this is the last page of this is your handbook. So mo ni siya makuan sa likod, no? Student contract, makita niyo sa student handbook, student contract. So diha pag once ma-receive yung handbook, mabasa ninyo, then kanos receive. So to Saint Francis College Guihulngan, Bateria, Guihulngan City, Negros. I have read, studied, and understood the contents of the Saint Francis College Student Handbook Revised 2019 and will abide by the school policies. So imuhang signature, then print name of your print imuhang name, capital tanan, then year and course unsay kurso nimo ug ang level, and then your ID number. So imuha na kung naay mga bawal, kablo na ka. So masakpan ka na sa imong violation, ang offense nimo, din kablo na kag usay possible nga sanction. Okay? No? Please be reminded the parking area where you can park your vehicles. So na mo'y 4 wheels, ay pang 4 wheel diha. Kung motor, napoy pang motor diha, no? Natay gipang kuan ka area para parking area niyo. Chapel, where you can have your solitude with God. So meeting solitude, so kamura, karo usa, pero wala ka magkinusara. Nganong wala ka magkinusara? Kay naani mo diha si Jesus Christ or atong Ginoo. That is solitude with God. Privacy of the office. So musulod mo sa mga offices, any offices sa Saint Francis College or classroom nga nay klase, please knock 3 times before you enter the office or the classroom para makaandam pud taw ng mong sudlan or imuhang imong tuyo. Unsay tuyo? Respitar lang, no? Di basig nag-meeting day na. So paminaw nimo nag-meeting, ayaw lang sa pugok, tok-tok. Pero emergency, like emergency gyud siya, tok-tok lang. Huh? Officially ID sling, it should be given by the school itself. So dili pwede itong sling sa laing eskwelahan. Ay ilisan ko ning sling sa Saint Francis kay naay sling sa ate nga gikan sa University of Cebu, no? Ama, no? Na asa mga university ha, no? So dili pwede. So unsay sling sa Saint Francis, moray gamita. Next, respect all the employees and co-students at all times. So kanang mga employees diri sa Saint Francis, respetae kay labi na ang mga maintenance nato, anilhig na sila kada adlaw, pero kamo nagsagbot-sagbot ra pud mo. So kita mo mga sagbot nga pwede mapunit nato, tabangi po na taon sila. Punita and then isulod sa trash can. Especially kanang mga plastic, mga dagkong dahon, mga papel. So punito nato na isulod sa trash can para gamay na lailibyan si ate o kuya, no? Ato ang mga maintenance. Kung dili po ta mag-isi-isi dia og sikinsa po ta makasugo nila, no? Mamalihog po ta. Okay? Excuse letter must be typewritten or included in short bond paper. Nga naman, i-file man na nako. Labi na-ipirma gyud, kay dokumento man na siya. In kaso niya pangitan nga naman absent man siya. So pagpangitan namo naa inyong bond paper nga pirmado gyud. Hair extension or tunggoy and hair color are not allowed. Again, na-mention na nato ng ganina. Curse words can cause verbal abuse. Think before you speak. Okay? So, kana bitaw mamilikas mo, no? So, naapo usahay nga makalitan ta. Ay, ano lang. Ayo nagkuan, ay naglitok anang mga bati nga mga pulong. Mamilikas na lang tag, rabinag na ay sapot, no? Natay kalagot. So, mamilikas ta, so di sa pwede. So, kaning college na to, kaning inyong student handbook, inyo haning makuha dito sa finance office or depende kung kinsa i-assign na paghatag niya. Okay? So maybe ako or na ay person nga marog hatag ana. So kay gibayaran niya especially the first year. Okay? Ang second year o katong third year, fourth year nana sila na. So katong ma-transfer returning nga nangawala, so pwede mo palit o balik. Okay? At mo sa finance office. Doon lang dito. So that's all for this day. So ang inyong pangutana, pwede ra i-PM or i-comment. So that's all. Thank you for listening. Sinahin lang kita, wala man tayo face to face.
Good day, everyone. I am Hazel Pomada, your school nurse here at Saint Francis College. I will be orienting you the minimum health standards and safety protocols. Welcome to the new normal of Saint Francis College. First, mandatory wearing of clean face masks at all times, anywhere inside the school campus. No face mask, no entry policy will be followed. You can use a disposable or surgical face mask, N95 mask, cloth or washable type of face mask. Next is temperature checking. All must undergo thermal scanning at the school gate with the use of non-contact infrared thermometer. For individuals with temperature of 37.5 and above, the student will be placed in a designated holding area to have a 5-minute rest. Rechecking of temperature and health assessment will be done as well. If remains febrile after consecutive rechecking, the student will never be allowed to report in class. The clinic staff will record and inform the parent or guardian as well as the respective advisors regarding the status of the student. They are advised to stay at home, take adequate rest, and seek appropriate medical care to the nearest healthcare facility if there is persistent fever and difficulty of breathing. Visitors must log in the required information needed in the security logbook upon entry for possible easy contact tracing and must accomplish the daily health checklist form. Sick individuals are encouraged to stay at home and must notify the school for the reason of absence. Disinfectant foot baths. Step into the coil mat to disinfect footwear with a solution. Hand sanitation. Alcohol touchless sanitizer shall be made available inside the campus in all departments. Hand sanitation at the school gate using alcohol spray. Don't forget, before entering the school campus, wear a face mask, temperature check, hand sanitation, then disinfectant foot baths. All students are required to bring with them alcohol 70% solution or hand sanitizers to be used before and after class, recess or breaks, and after using the comfort rooms. Hand washing stations are provided within the school premises for hand sanitation purposes. Wash hands with soap and safe water for at least 20 seconds. Strict observance of physical distancing of at least 2 meters in all places inside the campus. Follow the yellow box and signages in maintaining distance from each other. You are required to observe a 2-meter physical distancing anywhere inside the campus. Practice a 1 seat apart when inside an enclosed area like library, computer laboratories, and amphitheater. Practice proper coughing etiquette. Use a tissue, cloth, or your sleeves when coughing or sneezing. Throw used tissue inside the trash and wash hands properly afterwards. A roving safety officer will be assigned in each department to ensure physical distancing, managing the flow of students in hallways, and observance of health protocols within the school premises. Routine disinfection. Ensuring routine disinfection and cleaning of workstations, classrooms, canteen, and comfort rooms. Disinfection of highly touched surfaces before the students arrive and leave for the day. Personal protective equipment and EPA-approved disinfection will be used. Keep your gadgets and personal items clean. Disinfect your mobile phones, laptops, and bags regularly. Conducting daily health checks. Continuing regular physical examination by our school physician, Dr. Alain Zico, to assess any conditions pertaining to health, and our dental examination by school dentist Dr. Sheila Marie Alpasigna. Boost your immune system. Eat a balanced diet, Keep yourself hydrated at all times. Get a good sleep. Individuals with travel history from areas with cases of COVID-19 must coordinate with the local health authorities, undergo the required 14 days quarantine period, and present a medical certificate stating that the said individual is now fit to work or fit to go back to school. Thank you, God bless, and keep safe.
Maayong adlaw, Bsba students. I am Maria Estela Vidal Sarahina and I am your Department Chair for Business Education Department. Today, I will be discussing with you the policies and guidelines for all Bsbas to start students to follow starting this school year. Una, getting of module and or submission of output. All BSba students are scheduled to get their modules from their subject teachers every Tuesday of the week starting August 31, 2021. Gaina, gipresent ang list of teachers and I hope na ana mo idea kinsa inyong mga teachers sa inyong subject aron kabalo mo ug kinsa inyong kuhaan sa inyong mga module. And I hope you also take note if this teacher is a part-time or a full-time teacher. Submission of output is also scheduled every Tuesday on the succeeding week onwards after the distribution of Module 1, meaning kung sa may distribute inig ka August 31, the submission of its output is already on September 7, and so on and so forth. No, so dili kalimutan ang atong schedule Bsba sa pagkuha sa module ug ang pag-submit sa atong mga answers niini matag Lunes. Matag Martes. Dili Lunes ha, matag Martes. Second, schedule of major examinations. The 4 major examinations we previously have were prelim, midterm, pre-final, and final examinations. And starting this academic year, ato na nang gi-reduce into 3. We will only observe 3 major exams, midterm, pre-final, and final examination. The schedule of our midterm examination is September 27 to 30. Our pre-final examination is November 8 to 12. Ang atoang final examination will be December 13 to 17. During the 3 major exams, all Bsba are scheduled to get their examination test questionnaires on Monday to be submitted the day after, which is Tuesday. So mauna inyo ang kanunay hinumduman nga kung major exam gani ang schedule sa Bsba Lunes, isubmit ang answer o Martes, meaning to say that our major exams is a take-home exam for 1 day. So ayaw mong kalimot, basta major exam atong schedule Lunes. But if ang atong schedule gani kabahin sa pagkuha sa module o ang pagsabit niini matag Martes. In case of some uncontrollable situations, you cannot get your test questionnaire from any of your subject teachers, at least inform them as soon as possible and explain to them the circumstances that limits you to do the same. Ayaw mong hulat nga mahagbong or ma-INC, usa mo magbagulbol nga nung wala mo gi-consider nga unta, masabdan man unta ang inyong rason sa pag-absent. So please inform subject teachers ahead of time or during that period nga mag-test nga dili mo makakuha tungod sa unsa mang rason nga mao'y nakahimo ninyong dili makaadto og eskwelahan. You are to present your examination permit to all of your subject teachers and have them notify it because that is your evidence that you have taken the exam. Kada major exam, ang finance office mohatag kaninyo og examination permit. Ang inyong buhaton kada hatag sa subject teacher sa ilahang examination test questionnaire Papirmaha ang inyong mga subject teacher tungod kay mo na inyong ebidensya nga kamo nakatake og exam. No examination permit, no exam. 3. Grading system. Grades are computed with the following components. For midterm grade, your midterm grade is composed of module output, which is 20%, actual performance task, 60%, and midterm exam, 20%. So ayaw mo kalimot nga ang inyong actual performance task is 60%. Yung inyong tanawon, ang example nga akong gihatag, sa duha ka example nga akong gihatag, si example 2, ang estudyante adunay dako nga grade for actual performance task compared to example 1, ang iyang actual performance task is only 82. Bisan tuod og mas dako siya grado nakuha sa module output ug sa iyang midterm examination, kumpara ni example 2 nga gagmay iyang kuha sa module output o sa iyang midterm examination pero dako ang iyang score for actual performance task, mugawas nga mas dako ang iyang mamahimong midterm grade ni example 2 which is 86.2 compared to example 1 nga 85.8 only. Atong gihatagan og mas dakong balor ang actual performance task tungod kay muuman kini ang muhatag og husay sa maestra nga ikaw nagbuhat sa imuhang gibuhaton isip estudyante sa mao nga subject. For final grade, is composed of 4 components already. Aside from the module output 20%, actual performance task 60%, atong gidungagan og pre-final examination nga 10% ug final examination nga 10%. Now take note that module output and actual performance task pareha rag percentage nga 20% ug 60% respectively. Ang midterm midterm exam nga 20% atong gitunga pre-fi 10 ug final exam 10%. So kung ato ang pintahon ang mamahimong grado, example 1 o example 2 ang iyang final rating, given the midterm grade of example 1, 85.8, and a final grade of 81.4, ang iyang mamahimong final rating will be 83.3 equivalent to 2.2. While example 2, ang iyang midterm grade 86.2 and ang iyang final grade 85.2, ang iyang mamahimong final rating will be 85.7 which is equivalent to 1.9. Pero sa inyong pagpangutana o grado sa inyong maestra kinahanglan aduna gayoy husay ang maestra kung salan man inyong midterm grade, unsalan inyong final grade aron inyong masabtan nganong nakaputi niyo ang maong final rating. Ayaw mo og sugot nga ang ihatag sa maestra nga grado final rating lang. Tungod kay kamo mismo dili mo makasubay kung asa mo nahimong pakya sa inyong pagpaningkamot sa midterm ba or sa final ba. Number 4, open admission. Ideally, the aligned senior high school track for Bsba is ABM, but we opened the admission for Bsba for all senior high school graduates to continuously provide opportunity for everybody who wishes to finish a degree. But personally, it is a frustration to take note nga daghan kaayo di ay mo enroll og Bsba pero wala nila pangandami ang ilang senior high school. Naunta na may mga ABM academic track gi-open sa mga eskwelahan na ilang gi-eskwelahan. ABM graduates enrolled in a Bsba program are actually enrolled with 2 subjects lesser than those who are not ABM graduate. Tungod kay ang mga ABM graduate dili naman moagi og bridging subjects while katong mga senior high school graduates nga dili ABM ang nahuman moagi pa man og bridging subjects nga duha ka subject matag semester hangtod second year. So ini ka third year level, all the BSBA students will have similar number of units already. Adto pa mo magpareha og number of units inig-abot ninyo sa third year, pero sa first year, second year, first and second semester, mas daghan mo gi-enroll nga subjects compared to those who have finished ABM in their senior high school. Number 5, selective retention. Failure of at least any 3 subjects in a semester will put the student in an on-probation status, allowing the students to continue but with limited subject loads only. Any 3 subjects. So, kinsa man ang any 3? Ma-major, ma-minor, basta gani failure, makaabot og tulo, mahimo ng on probation ang status sa estudyante. Pwede pa siyang magpadayon, but with a limited subject load only. So even if the subject ka inyong gi-fail is PE or an NSTP, that would still be counted if your failure will reach 3 subjects already. Having an INC grade or incomplete grade of at least 3 major subjects will also put the student in an on-probation status, allowing the student to continue but with limited subject loads only. Kung ang inyong gi-fail tulugod ka buok, kung ang inyong grade INC, pero ang inyong INC grades puro major subjects, then you can still be put in an on-probation status. Nga pwede gyapong mopadayon og enroll, pero with limited subject loads only. A student with an on-probation status and whose academic performance is not increased in the succeeding semester will no longer be allowed to continue with the Bsba program. Ang purpose nga nung ibutang mo sa on-probation status, mao ang paghatag ninyo og chance na mamahimong gwapa o gwapo ang inyong mga grades sa musunod nga mga semester. Mo nang hatagan na lang mo og dili kayo yun ana kadaghan nga subjects. Pero kung sa after mo ma-on probation, wala mo increase ang inyong academic performance, then that you might not be allowed anymore to continue with the Bsba program. A student is given 2 semesters to comply an INC grade. Otherwise, he will have to retake the subject. So kung pananglit na INC ka first semester, ang musunod nga 2 semesters, imuha ng panahon nga ma-comply nimo. So kung na-INC kag second semester, ang sunod first sem o second sem mo na imong panahon nga i-comply nimo. Pero given 2 semesters nga gihatagan kag chance ma-comply ang imong INC grade, pero wala nimo gi-comply, then you will have to retake the subject. And take note, that would still be included in the counting of failure or an INC grade, which will put you in an on-probation status. Number 6, all Bsba students are required to have a grade for all subjects enrolled within the semester of 75 or 3. So wala tay cut-off grade, mga Bsba students, wala tay cut-off grade. Ang atong cut-off grade, ang gipangayo ras gobyerno nga 75. Pero ayaw pud in taon mo pangandoy nga okay rag 75 kay maora man pud gipangayo sa gobyerno. Tungod kay ang inyong pagpang-apply nga magbitbit mo transcript of records, kisa may ganahang mudawat anang aplikante nga ang transcript of records puro man line of 7 ang grade. That is why even if we don't have a cut-off grade of 80, then still you need to persevere in your study. Others. Students, there are teachers who will have a supplemental online class You are invited to join and participate as it will help you understand the subject matter. Ako, for one, I will be having my supplemental online class for the Accounting B1 for all Bsba students nga nag-bridging. I will also have an online class for my subject BA8 Feasibility Studies sa 4th year. Now, if your teachers are having supplemental online class, although these are not compulsory, but I want you to join and participate kay makatabang na ninyo dako sa inyong mga subject. Now, there are also teachers who will provide soft copy of the module and send it through the group chat. But if your area is with a limited internet connectivity, please inform the teacher of such limitation and ask for the hard copy because generally, teachers are to provide hard copy, so do not hesitate to ask for it. Naay mga teachers nga magtuo manggod sila nga ang tanan maka-access nga mo na ang ilang module ilang isend pinaagi na sa ilang group chat. But even if there is only 1 or 2 or 3 students in a class nga dili maka-access sa internet connectivity and therefore dili makakuha sa soft copy, kinahanglan mangayo gud mo sa inyong mga teachers sa ilahang hard copy module. Mao nang very important nga kabalo mo o kinsa inyong mga teachers, kabalo mo sa ilahang mga contact details aron dili mo maglisod sa higayon nga aduna may mga problema o pangutana sa ilahang subject. Bsba students, I hope your stay with the Business Education Department will be a fruitful one. Bisan pa man naat kita sa panahon sa pandemic, I really hope that you would still be giving the grade you need for all of your subjects. Thank you, everyone.